Figuring shit out. Episode 49. We here.
49. Cuz, what up?
Season 2.
In person?
In person.
This how we ending the season, bro?
Well, yeah. One of the episodes, at least one before 50. Don't know what we gonna do with 50.
I don't know neither.
Bunny Flacs, you already know what it is. Check out the sites. They still hacked. I'm still working on them, getting them back up. Got King Author in the building.
What up, man? Y'all know what time it is. Unify and Thrive, man. 2020 faces out here. Man, I've been doing research all day, Frank, and trying to get right. So I'm going to go out there, put my best foot forward, man. Make something shake as they enjoy the weekend. Right.
We sitting here with Pete.
Yeah.
Fuck your last name.
We can leave it out. We can leave it
No,
out.
I want you to say it, though.
Want me to say it?
Yeah.
Okay, Olanitori.
Okay. Owner of SBL Headwear.
One of the principals.
One of the principals.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah. Family owned.
Okay. We in the shop. As you can see, we got hats. We got gear behind us.
For days.
Facts. You got hats, socks. What else is in here? Kangos. I see the Kangos. That's what's up. I used to wear Kangos back in the day.
No, they still happy.
Yeah, I might get one of some. I might cop something.
That's one thing about our coach, bro. When we get some sauce or something fire, it sticks around for a
while. Yeah. So this is our first in-person interview podcast.
Yes, sir.
King came down from Fredericksburg.
The middle of nowhere, the in-between is what I call it.
Right. We got a little setup, all new equipment.
Hey, Frank got the jump in. Frank got the jump in. Frank the man. Ain't no showed out, Frank. Appreciate you, Frank. Nah.
It's all good.
It's lit, though, and I like the professionalism. You know what I mean?
I can try. I told you, when we was talking about, doing lives a minute ago. I was like, bro, there's a lot of equipment. There's a lot of shit that you got to do. And he was like, nah, just bring a camera, dog. I was like, bro, I don't work like that.
To set everything up.
I would have 2 cameras and 2 mics in the jank.
Yeah. So we're going to post pictures, videos of the setup. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a mobile thing we got going on. But let's focus on Pete.
Yes, sir.
We got a question for you.
Peter, whatever you have you in the car. Yeah.
Okay.
It don't matter.
What is your figuring shit out moment? Figure some shit out in your life, change your life, epiphany. What you got?
Wow, that's a big first question, man.
That's what we do.
True indeed. Probably the stint I did in prison after never being in trouble. First time in trouble, going to prison almost 6 years. That's, you know what I'm saying, that's a wake-up moment, you know, and facing 40, that's definitely a wake-up moment, you know what I mean? The judge he was very lenient, you know what I mean? Real talk. Like I said, I've never been in trouble, so.
Okay.
That was.
I think we got a thing going on. It's like the last 5 people we talked to all had yeah.
So like, what did you pull from that moment though? Like, what would you after the moment? What did you say? Like, what was your process like moving forward from there?
It probably hit me once he said, you know, guilty, and the prosecutor asked for we're asking for 40 years, such and such on this charge, that. And I'm standing there like, you know, and a lot of people just don't take it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just the facts of what goes on out here. So, like they say, I took it on the chin. My knees buckled.
I can imagine, bro.
Real talk, my knees buckled. I couldn't look back at my family. I'm like, yo, that's 40 years I got to go do.
So that was a prosecutor. That's what they asked for? That's what they wanted?
What the charges everything carried 40. He said, let me get 32. Called out 32 years. Yeah, just for drugs. You know what I'm saying? Cocaine, So
yeah, after coming out and you got home, right? What was your kind of the first move like? Was it to get into the business or?
Nah, well, one thing I did while I was in there, I planned all this out, you know what I'm saying, with some family as I was talking in different businesses and different things of that nature. So all of this was actually written down. You know what I mean? It didn't go, like say 1 to 10, it didn't happen in that order. It might have happened, 2 might have happened, then 8 might have happened, then number 4. So, but everything happened. Yeah.
Like, what was your steps after? Like, when you came home, what was your thought process?
Shit, man. My first 30 days, I said, you know, excuse me to the missus over there, but, you know, my first 30 days, I was hitting everything. I was ripping and running.
I can imagine.
My boys, they were falling off left and right. Like, man, you going too hard, man. We can't take it. So I'm like, man, I just did almost 6. No, I'm not slowing nothing down. So my first 30 days, I just partied. You know what I mean? Every night, constantly. Yes. After that,
on shit out, you can say what it was. Smash.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was smashing everything. You know what I mean? You know, not necessarily everything, but I was in the club every night.
Right.
You know what I mean? Think about this: a former drug boy, you know, that that got around and moved around freely, coming home, and all my boys still home, everybody's home, so I still get the same respect and everything. And no offense to anybody, I don't believe in snitching, so I kept my respect. You know what I mean? So I got to move around how I wanted to. So
that's dope. So yeah. How long after you got out till this manifested? Like you got this place?
Man, this actual location. Oh, we opened it in, was it 2023? We opened this one in 2018. I came home in 2008.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's 10 years for this location. The first location was on Diamond Springs in Virginia Beach. Yeah. So that's where the first, and that was in 2016, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
All right. So
what is Snapback Lane? Right? What is it? What do you call it?
It was something that all of us, my brothers, my cousin, us, we came up with. Because when I came home, my brother, he was selling hats. Mm-hmm. So I asked him, like, yo, what you trying to do, man? What are you doing? He was like, yo, I only want to make a couple of dollars, such. I'm like, my man, you know how many people wear hats? Like, in the world, you know how many people wear hats? I'm like, so I go check.
You ain't gonna see me without a hat.
Listen, if I wasn't growing my hair, I would have on a hat right now. Right. Like, you can't catch me without a hat. So I'm asking him, like, dude, where are you getting these hats from? You know what I'm saying? My cousins asked him. So yeah, I'm asking him. So he has a distributor that was, distributed them to him. So I'm like, look, man, how about I give you some money to go and get a bulk load of hats?
You probably have like 10, 20 hats right now.
Yeah, I'm talking like
1,000.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So like y'all asked me when I came home in 2008, I went to work on my 31st day. I was at California Pizza Kitchen in MacArthur Mall, washing dishes.
That's a minute ago.
Yeah, you know what I mean, straight up for $7.50. You know what I mean? A friend of my sister was the kitchen manager there, and she knew I was coming home, and she was like, "As soon as you come here, come see me." I hit it with the list. On day 31, I'll come see you. 30 days, you got to give me. I'm not. I needed it because if I didn't get that, Look, I just came from during that time, and I was a guy that moved around different states, and you know what I mean. So I was, it was just. So I needed that release.
30 days.
Yeah. You know what I mean. So after that, I went to work over there, and all I did was put my head down and go to work. I did so much work in there. They were like, yo, you can go over here and do this. You can move up here. They were like, I was bypassing people that have been there for years. They were like, well, how you work so hard? Mm-hmm. I'm like, yo, I don't understand my story. I have to work. I'm good with whatever else is going on. After that, I went to Roger Brown's. Well, first I was at Texas Roadhouse too. So I went there. Mm-hmm. And coming from prison, a lot of times it's only but so many jobs they're gonna allow you. I don't care what you were doing before. I was in college before. Mm-hmm. I was at Norfolk State, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, never been in trouble. I just always hustle. I like drug money. Right. You know what I mean? My father had businesses when I was coming up, and he always, he taught me business. Mm-hmm. I mean, my mother, she was a nurse, so I come from a 2-parent household. Right. You know what I mean? So truthfully, I had no business selling drugs. Right. That's the truth of it. You know what I mean? I'm be honest. Right. My parents didn't teach me that. They taught me money, how to work, and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Was it the friends you was hanging with? Or?
No, it was me. I didn't even blame it on nobody. It was, granted, I grew up in a neighborhood where it was what it was at, but nobody came to me and was like, here, take this. Right. No. I went to seek that person out. You know what I'm saying? Me and my bro, you know what I mean? We went to look for him 3 times. We went to him. He was like, yo, man, I'm not selling you no drugs, man. You know who your pops is, man? Everybody knows my pop's business, man. You know what I mean?
Everybody knew better but you.
Exactly, yeah. Right. I didn't care. I wanted the money. My pop used to come home with knots, like thousands of dollars, because, back then, he owned cleaners, he owned laundromats. So those were cash-heavy businesses. Mm-hmm. Or, people wrote checks back in the day. Right. So, no, my pop, I used to be like, yo, man, he was teaching me how to get, like, he taught me economics, accounting, procurement, and this was like, I was 5 the first day I walked in there. You know what I mean? And that location, I remember him. I remember it's a picture of me with a hand broom sweeping up in there at 5 years old. Mm-hmm. So I saw him build that business from the ground up. My brothers and sisters too.
So let me ask you, you don't have to give any business secrets, right? You don't have to give the game. Where you getting the hats from?
Oh, the brands. We deal with every brand that's Michelin Ness. That's Pro Standard. That's Kango. That's Gorin Brothers. What's that? Richard Poor. Ethic. We did with Stride Line. Field Grade. So these are Huff. These are brands we have accounts with. You know, so
Okay.
yeah, they just do. You know, from how can I say this? You have to start somewhere, especially like we're talking about business and entrepreneurship, especially looking like us. However, when you get a chance to transition and people take your business as legitimate, then that's when these brands will take notice and you do what you have to do as far as having your certifications, have your certificates, have your licenses, all those type of things. Yeah, exactly. All that. So once they see all that, you conduct business with them and deal with them. Some may want money up front, new era. Some companies don't. Some companies will make you, as long as you order what you purchase and you have all your license and everything, they'll deal with you. You know, it's different types of business things. Business credit can help you out.
That's true.
How long you been? So how long you have been in business?
As far as we started this business, probably what was that? 2011 or 12, I want to say. Okay. And actually, we started out the trunk of our cars.
Okay.
Selling hats.
Yes.
Talk about the perseverance a little bit. Like,
man, that was a grind. But to me, it was just like, selling drugs. It's still just like selling drugs. It's no different.
You can't go to jail for that.
It's legal. It's legal.
Unless you stole the hats.
No.
Some people Some people seek to find, right? So I just got it, right? So what about the branding in it? Like, is it a building and they'll come type of deal?
No. Okay. That's well, I'll say yes and no.
Okay.
Because if you build, to a certain extent, you build anything, somebody's gonna like it, but you have to fill a need somewhat per se. So if you're meeting the need, pretty much, then somebody will come and need. Now, however, everybody needs something. You just have to find your niche at that point. When we were coming up in the streets, it was drugs that people needed back in that day, whether it was marijuana, whether it was cocaine, whether it was ecstasy, whatever.
But now you pushing hats.
Yes, but to me, like I tell people, it's the same thing. That's marijuana there. That's cocaine right there. That's the difference. But
I'm kind of something for something in the water.
No doubt. That's the market. It's just, to me, like I tell people, it's nothing any different from business in the street to business here, where you deal with the city government, your taxes, things like that. It's no different. You have a tax in the street. You have a tax out here. You got to pay in the business world.
That's true.
So it's not no different, just on paper. So it's easy to navigate.
The tax of just getting the store, right? Because getting the store, maintaining the store, the consistency of having a store, because the lease, right?
Overhead.
Yeah,
all of that. It's not an easy feat. I don't care if you run a pie shop or if you run a Walmart. That's why I also tell people employees and business owners are needed. I don't really care when people say business owners are better than employees. To me, employee, depending on how big your company is almost bigger than the leadership. Because if 1,000 people, if you have 1,000 employees and 1,000 people walk out, the leadership ain't probably number 20 people. Right. How they gonna feel that? No, that's really so you have to you somewhat, you have to understand a lot in business. It's not a fly by night thing. It's not a like you said, if you build it, they're gonna come. No, if you build it, you still have to market it. You still have to. We put flyers on the street. We used radio. We used. We used to go to a lot of festivals, shows, pop-up shops. Man, we went everywhere from New York to Georgia, all the expos, the trade shows. I go to that. Different things of that nature. So it's a big business. Fashion is still fashion, period. But it's a huge business, and when you have a specialty niche like headwear, it's just as big as anything you can think of as far as jeans, clothing, t-shirts. It's even as big as, last I checked, it was about an $18 billion industry.
That's crazy.
Headwear, no, just headwear itself out of fashion.
Yeah, I'm probably half of that.
Yeah.
So look, you mentioned the the business needing labor, right?
Yeah.
I'm going through that kind of right frame
Okay.
with my product. Like I got some events, right? Like you said, go to
Okay.
events and people want the product. Now I'm only one person. I can't be at every event, right? And if I am at every event, I still can't talk to everybody by myself, right?
That's right.
Talk about how important it is to get people to believe in your dream, right? Or to help you out along the way, or like for you to be able to convey that message to them to be like, this is what we're doing. I want you to help me with this, and this is how I need you to help me, right?
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Say that again.
Oh, so that's a huge question.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's impossible. It's impossible to make it without all of that you just said.
Right.
You know, you need some kind of, you know, even though as principals or main characters in business, you know, everybody has their role. Some people's role, maybe if you want to equate it to a percentage, 10% of the work, you may have to pull 90. You know, so it just depends. But the more people that you have that can see that vision and understand it, the better off and probably more likely a success your team or whatever you're trying to do will be. That's not a guarantee. The only thing that's guaranteed is death. So
And taxes, so they say.
I'm
You got something to say?
yeah, well, because it's
Not on camera.
it's a way around everything where you're still walking that line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So trust me, the people who own Walmart, people who own Coca-Cola, they probably pay less in taxes than you do. You know what I mean? Because they can write so many things off. They're employing a lot of people. They're paying health insurances. They're doing a lot where they can write that off whereas you per se, you can't write but maybe 10 things off. They probably write.
And there's a cap, like with W-2 people, like your income is like, there's so much. Like if you make a certain amount, the IRS says, okay, if you only make this, you can only write off this much.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So
yes,
like,
you have tiers.
all that stuff.
Yeah, it's in tiers. That's like which that's what I went back to school for too, accounting and finance. So
That's important.
that's important. It's very important. My father convinced me when I was in prison. I was in school for business administration before, and once he figured out, you know, what I was doing and understood, you know, some of the money I was playing with, he was like, why you don't, when you come home, why you don't go back to school for accounting?
Right.
I was like, cool, I'm with it.
Right.
And, you know, if it makes sense, what do I need to talk about?
Right.
You know?
Especially if you got a guy or somebody in your corner kind of nudging you along, right, encouraging you.
Yes.
That's kind of like when my wife was watching American Greed. And
I watch it
9
sometimes.
times out of 10, it's like, why y'all just do the business?
Yeah. Because they put more effort into the scam than actually doing the business.
If they did the work, they would be great. Actually,
that's why I really don't understand when people scam. When I'm like, put that to some use. But I guess the money's not fast enough because business can be slow. I guess. I don't know. I don't understand how people be scamming. I would be nervous to do that. I know people like, you went to prison for drugs. Yeah, that's different than scamming. Like that's totally different. So I don't.
You gotta be cold because what you saying?
Yo.
No, but I think I was reading something like Buff out and Buddy was saying how the rich people just want to add value, right? And other people are just, how can I take, right? And so the scammers may be just missing that, how can I add value, right? Instead of just taking, right? 'Cause like I said, they 9 times out of 10 got a tool or they got something that somebody could want.
They know how to sell, right? If you scamming, you
If I can get you to part with $30,000, dog.
I don't know how.
Go to the Walmart, go to Target, buy this gift card, give me the number.
Bro.
They go through that whole step by step, and they get people to do it.
I'd be scared to death.
And it's like, bro, you can apply that somewhere else.
Right.
So you won't go to jail, you won't get fucked up. You got to be cold on the scam. They be so old ladies.
I mean, you have to be something. People. Like I said, I've been in street situations, never scared of. I'm scared of that right there. I'm scared. No, because
shout out to the scammers.
I got scammed on Instagram on the promotion, so I know they
did. They almost got me too, but then they came through and did the thing. But you did get scammed like $70. They got your ass.
They know other people money. That's right.
Yeah, nah, that's all. Don't scam, yo.
Nah.
Follow the story. So what's next? This is dope. You got some dope art. Like, can you talk about the artist? Is this
yes.
one person?
Yes. This is one young lady, a young black woman from Hampton, but she's originally from Houston, Texas. If anybody wants to get with her, if y'all show it around later. Right? Define Arts, yeah. I got something for her. Yes. All these paintings are her doing. Well, except those two, right there. up and down. My son, he did that little lesson.
Are these for sale in here, or are these yours?
No, these are ours. We let her come in here and sell or hang pieces when we have space. She's due. If she's watching, for it to come back in here
Send it to her.
for some more.
She definitely be probably down here for something to water. Like
Yes, I think they have some T-shirts and all that. I shared their stuff on our store. My brother shared their stuff on our store, something like that. Yeah.
She take requests?
No,
She does commissions. Yes.
Okay.
She does good work. Yes.
Talk about the marketing right quick, right? So you've been out for a minute. And,
Yes.
I know you from Cali, El Capitan, right?
Yeah.
How did that work?
Yeah, we still work with deal with them. Yes.
Right. So talk about the marketing, right? Some of the people that you like, the influencers that you work with.
It's been a while since we actually worked with influencers. Like I said, we've used radio. What is it? 87 points. What is it?
87.1.
What is it? What is the station? I can't even think of the name.
95,
No, the one with Jock up there in the morning or something like that. I can't think of the station.
I haven't listened to it.
Oh man, wow. Y'all have to excuse me. I forget, but I think it's 87.7 on the radio, and like 102.1 or something like that.
It's 92.1 or 91.1.
It's 102.1 and then like 87 or something like that, 0.7. But
shout out to the radio station.
The other hip hop station other than 103. We use all social media. We've used Billboard. No,
you use Billboard?
No, we haven't. We haven't. That's our next step. Excuse me.
I got bad questions.
That's our next step.
Okay.
It's the Billboard spot down the street. Yes. So that's our next step.
Bro,
to do that.
My bad, bro.
No, go ahead.
I'm with the Billboard, but he got to be with a campaign like Brody said. It got to be attached with some other marketing plans too.
Yeah,
he's ready to go put a billboard up on 95. Like, come on, bro.
There was a billboard. I was trying to get a billboard, split half, like 3,500 with him.
He called. I was looking at the phone like, he did what? Billboard 3,500.
Is that the electric one that flips, or just the?
Yeah, it was an electric one off of 264.
Okay.
Right here, the one coming down here. I was like, bro, if we get that shit, go half. We can put our shit up there.
He was so serious. I was like, Frank, no.
We gonna get mad clout.
That's all you wanted.
He got to get his views, y'all. Y'all are in. Y'all
take a picture, put up there, like you see
do
the
something.
Billboard, shout out. You know what I'm saying?
I think we're better off getting 1,000 flyers and going down the beach.
That's what we did. We did.
Sure,
Listen, we used to do College Week. That's the best marketing to me. Is still person to person, or touching the people some kind of way. Yeah, we have social media. We have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. What is the new TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok,
different things like that. So, and our children, they're about to take over for us and do all the TikTok things for us and come do our commercials. Of course, once we're working on Richmond and another location in Charlotte.
That's fine.
Yeah. So once we get those, the kids are gonna incorporate some more because we out of touch with certain things, man. As far as always with the TikTok, I'm not dancing. I'm not doing nothing. My brother, he's not. Look, the parents, they not dancing.
Yeah.
The kids, they can do all the dance, all the TikTok, and they want to do.
I was so hesitant because like when we started the podcast, we was on everything: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. But I was looking like, bro, we gotta do a TikTok. And I've been ducking it, avoiding TikTok for the longest.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck it, we just did it. And I didn't even know how to use it. It was just like, these buttons don't work. It was all different, you know what I'm saying? But we on there.
But tell them about the video that blew up. We got a video with what's up there, like 50,000 views?
Yeah, it was the Flat Earth and then the Hebrew,
what up?
Yeah.
Those are your topics.
Yeah, those two videos got over 50,000 views on TikTok.
Shout out, Figure Shit Out TikTok. Go ahead and follow that. Appreciate
all those,
Yeah, Figure Shit Out or Figuring Shit Out. One of those. But yeah, it's like there's going to be something else. You know what I'm saying? Next year, 2 years, it's going to be something new. Some new platform.
There you go. That's a good question right there. Talk about the evolution, about how you evolving with the thing, right? Because hats went from Kangos to buckets to Scullies to this to, you know what I mean?
To us, hats are timeless. So like I said, when I came home and I saw what my brother was doing, I'm telling him like, man, you are playing. Mm-hmm. Like, do you understand? Like, you can't show me this family member nothing like that. You can't. And no.
But that's how it be sometimes too. So you see some Ray Kroc with the McDonald's. You see somebody with the idea, and you say, "That's fine. Why you ain't going hard on that?"
Yeah.
Oh, don't worry about it. I got it.
Yeah. Like I tell people, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Mm-hmm. Maybe just make the wheel go faster. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to. Yeah. It's gonna go. The wheel's gonna go around. But maybe some people wanted to go faster. Maybe some people wanted wider. Maybe some people wanted a small wheel, a big wheel. You know what I'm saying? But in principle, the wheel is still the wheel.
Right.
You don't have to reinvent it.
You can add your own brand to it.
You know what I'm saying? Change the color.
Personalize it to what you
put stripes on it.
And that's another
You know what I mean?
In this ever-changing world we in, there's a million things we can make better.
Of course.
A gazillion. We can make better fences.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
That's what technology is for to me. Technology to me is only to assist us and help us make things better and probably quicker. You know what I mean? Like assembly line, you know, they made a lot of things quicker. That was a big revolution for everything. You know what I mean?
That's real. So, question: Do you now do custom hats, or is there a plan to do like custom embroidery and all that stuff?
No, we're gonna bring out our own line. We stopped doing that probably years ago.
Really?
We used to have the molds and different things like that. We would get the custom mades, but to us, it just was better for us to have the brands and the exclusive things that the brands have to offer that you don't see everywhere.
Right.
You know, because you see these brands everywhere, but you necessarily don't see these certain items from these brands everywhere. Yeah. Exactly. You know what I mean? Whereas a clothing store, their accessory is their hats. So they're not really focused on pinpointing unique headwear. We are. You understand what I'm saying?
Talk about that too, because now we noticing companies like Nike, right? My sister's like, it's Nike store here, and I was like, Nike store out here. She was like, I was like, oh, F Foot Locker, the stores are just carrying all the shoes, right? So how do you deal with that? Like, what if a Michelin just don't want to sell hats to anybody anymore? They just want their own Michelin Nest store. You know what I'm talking about?
They do have their own Michelin store,
but they also
they're gonna sell hats because for the simple fact of when you do business. See, I'm trying not to reference this, but it's so easy when you do when okay.
Just figure shit out, bro. You good?
And people listening, and I'm sure they're gonna learn from. They're gonna learn like
reference, what they familiar with.
Listen, I'm because it's gonna be some people. This is what I tell people in the street. Find something, because I'll never tell anybody not to be in the street. I understand the laws. I understand the troubles that come with it. However, I do understand economics, and you can say whatever you want to say in America. Drugs is a commodity. It's just traded just like corn. I don't care what they tell you on media.
Thanks.
It's a commodity. But what I tell people today is, look, if you're going to still sell drugs in this day and age, you need to go to school or vocational or college, and you need to open a business, even while you go and work for somebody else. I don't care how much drug you selling, what type of drug you selling. I don't care.
We got a job. We got to feed the family, but hustling too, like you said, but it's taking the game and doing something legal with it.
It's not that you're doing something legal with it, because don't get it twisted. Okay. You can't take, I'm going to say this again, you can't take drug money or illegal money and you open any legitimate business. That's still against the law.
Using illegal money to fund capital.
Yes, that's still against the law. So that's not what I'm telling anybody to do. I'm telling you, if you're doing that, you better go have a job, go to school, so you can get out of that mess and go and do what I'm telling you to go and do.
Do it legally.
Do it legally, yes. Okay. You know what I mean? Leave that mess alone and go and do it the right way. You know what I mean?
It ain't the old lady in the house saying, get off my corner and stop selling drugs, and you ain't got nothing for them to do. Right.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I'll never tell anybody don't do what they're doing. What I'm going to tell you is, look, it's a better way to do what you're doing, and you can leave that alone and not even have to worry about looking over your shoulder, not worried about certain things. Yes, you know what I mean. And it's because you're risking. You know, like I said, if I'd have did this instead of selling drugs, you know, so it's bigger than us. That's why I say the struggle that you'll have to really do a business that you want your children to have. Man, you might not eat some days. I've lost 20 pounds. My brother's lost weight, 40 pounds. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a toll on you, you know, because you're constantly moving. You're constantly trying to build. If you have a job, you're working, you have children, you move with your children. You know, you have a wife, things of that nature. So you still have to take care of yourself. So
and you got to do things that most won't, so you can live how most can't.
And when you're building a business, 5 years is when you should even start to look for a profit. This location right here has been open now this year. We'll do a 5th year anniversary this year. So, you know, you shouldn't even really be looking for a profit. you know.
Right.
So you have to have income coming in from somewhere.
Are you looking for a media agency that covers all the creative tasks that make a business successful? Lucid Perspective produces elegant, high-resolution graphics and logos, high-definition and 4K video, complete with treatment concepts and innovative editing. Lucid Perspective provides photography services such as fashion, advertisements, product or service, and aerial photography. We also help businesses build their brands from the ground up with complete campaigns that will make your business attractive to your target audience. We can bring your brand to the masses with our effective and strategic marketing campaigns to include sales funnels, eye-catching advertisements, breakthrough digital marketing through social media, and other digital avenues. Visit lucidperspective.com today.
Talk about the consistency in that, though. Talk about the consistency in it's raining hella hard outside. It's hella cold outside. They breaking them a shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Talk about the consistency in that.
Yeah, you have to. It's funny you said that too. Somebody sent us a shout out, was like, "Yo, you dudes are resilient, man. We'd have closed up shop if they'd have broken into our store 4 or 5 times. Yeah.
4 or 5 times?
Yeah, in like a 2-week span.
Here?
Yes, in this location. Yeah. Yeah. We were waiting for him out there. The police caught him a couple times. You know what I'm saying? And we have to go to court for him and things like that nature. So, you know.
But y'all kept moving. Y'all
Yeah.
opened back up.
Yeah.
I'm sure you had insurance.
Of course.
Insurance
Of course. That's another overhead. You know what I mean? That's things that you have to buy. Any business owners out there that are listening, go to your insurance agent. If you have employees and you have family members that are your employees, go ask them something called about key employee insurance. That's key employee is life insurance. You can get life insurance for your employees. Every corporation has it. Truth be told, they don't tell you that. All those record labels, the corporations, they backdoor and get insurance policies on pretty much everybody, from the state to the local. You know what I mean? To private
record labels.
Yeah. So if you have a small business and a family owned business, employ your family, take insurance policies out on them.
Can you do it on yourself? Like if you're a sole proprietor?
Yeah, you can do it. Well, you check with your insurance agent, but you should be able to still do it as a sole proprietor.
Okay.
And you can do whole term. You can do term life. You know what I mean? Excuse me, whole life term.
What's his name, babe? Shout out Money Bridge. We had a meeting with him. We talked to him about the life insurance thing. That was pretty dope.
Key employee. Yes. A lot of times they do that for like the management, the corporate people. But if your family is structured and y'all are corporate, that's what you take it out on. I don't care if it's, whatever the age limit is, whatever your youngest family member is, if you're employing them, take it out on them. It might be $50 a month for them. So if something happens to them, you can go open whatever else you're doing. Say you take out $250,000. Put that back in the company, go open more locations.
Thanks.
That's what corporations do.
Okay.
That's real.
Yeah.
Talk about growth then. So like where you said you want 300 stores, maybe not in your lifetime, but what's some of the immediate growth you tap into?
Immediate we tap we should hopefully be having Richmond open at the end of this year. The economy is been up and down too, so in that financing and things of that nature, we try to do it ourselves and just do it that way. And so Richmond, Charlotte, those are 2 areas we're tapping right now. You know what I mean? Outside of here, Norfolk area, and then we want to, once we tap those areas, come back a little bit like to the beach. Mm-hmm. But we have like the next 10 spots, 10 areas we want to hit. Atlanta is definitely one of them. Okay. Charlotte and like South Carolina, because of we're working on securing some apparel licenses. With like the major leagues and stuff like that, once we get those locations open. So
so are you going to look at the location yourself?
Yeah, we all go out there. Yeah, we take whatever.
How many people is it like?
It's family, it's 6 of us.
Okay.
Yes. My mother and father, my uncles, my brother, and a cousin of mine. You'll see me mostly around handling, like accounting and different things like that, merchandise and things like that. But he just left out of here before. He had his daughter with him, so he had to leave out. I was hoping he was gonna be able to sit in too, but yeah, I usually, like I say, our family has other businesses too. You know what I mean, like body shop, some clubs. So we have we practice like group economics. So yeah.
Unify and
you've been saying it.
You have to.
Unify
you have
and
to.
Thrive, goddamn.
You have to, because, in economics, this is the only way that you can really, and it's still hard that way, because everybody is still. To me, this economy here, it teaches like individualism, self. It doesn't really teach. Well, I'll say to certain people, because certain people get to practice that, and that's the norm, and that's not frowned upon. And I'll be frank and quite frank and say it. You know, business is still, people like to say things aren't black and white in this country. Yes, they really are. There's still other ethnic groups, but mainly things are black and white. White controls capital. Black influences and makes the money for the capital to keep growing. Yeah. Basically, it spins. It's a spending machine. Everybody knows that.
1.4 trillion.
Man, it's really bigger than that. It's really closer to 2 trillion, 2 or 3 trillion.
It got to be 5 because Africa is buying up, producing a lot of stuff. A lot of Americans now are going over there and getting hit.
Well, you have 50 plus countries in Africa.
Right.
I said we're Nigerian, Yoruba tribe. So you have nations that produce things for other nations. Excuse me. That produce things for other nations. So Africa in itself, the land mass itself is too enormous to even really.
Do you get into that, the politics of Africa and stuff like that, like read into it?
Of course.
So,
of course.
All right, talk to me about this real quick.
Okay.
I don't know too many people care about this shit.
Okay, come on.
China has forgiven over, I don't want to get the number wrong, I want to say 800 million or $1 billion for loans to Africa for stuff that for stuff they've already done, and like in return, all they wanted them to do was teach the language in their schools and stuff.
Chinese, right?
Yeah, Mandarin. You know what I mean? Like
Mandarin. My fault.
See, China's very slick to me, right?
Okay. Yeah, they own it.
How can I say this? I tell my father's side of Africans, like the Chinese, the Lebanese, they moved in heavy into Nigeria. Mm-hmm. So to me, I don't understand why Nigerians have let them come in and do that. That's me personally. When to me, Nigeria or a lot of Africa doesn't need anything but Africa itself. It doesn't need outside, quote unquote, democracy from America. It just doesn't. It doesn't need, if you want to be honest, it needs hands out of the cookie jar. Truth be told, that's just my take on it. Yes, you know what I mean? And it's enough, you have enough Africans that have been around the world that can come and help Africa itself. We don't need the actual people from around the world to come into Africa. It's enough Africans around the world that are educated, know how to get money, know how to have infrastructure. Mm-hmm. The problem is too many European nations, too many Chinese nations have come in with, and I don't mind saying this, with the allure of we're gonna do something for you. Like you said, who in the hell will forgive $1 billion?
I read it and I said, what?
No, I'm not saying that they didn't do it.
I read it was like,
that's my point. Yes. Who does that? China.
What are you up to?
China is heavy. China runs heavy shipping in out of Nigeria. It touches the airports. It touches a lot of infrastructure in Nigeria. So but the thing about the Chinese that they do is, or what a lot of Africans are duped on is, okay, we'll take your money and we'll take your loan to quote unquote help us build our infrastructure. However, that money is supposed to go back to the people, and the people there have the job. They bring their own people and work the system, and then they're taking their people back. Like they come on planes and boatload and to Nigeria. My cousins tell me, yo, my uncle was like in the airport industry there, and yo, when I say the Chinese on the plane, full of Chinese people, don't speak a lick of whatever language, whatever tribe we have a lot of different dialects. So, whatever language they speak in Mandarin, they speak in whatever they speak in, they don't know. And that's where I feel the problem that Africans have. And again, to me, money is fake. It's fake.
Say that again.
So when you have the natural resources like Africans do, holding all from cobalt to the chips that go on all these phones we have, to labor. You see what's going on in Sudan now. Mm-hmm. That's all behind minerals. That's nothing but U.S. government, European governments coming in, starting wars, giving this one guns. I'm gonna give you 10 guns. I'm gonna give you 1,000.
Yeah, no, that's the whole.
You see what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. This has been played out over and over and over and over.
Is it the Chinese scene what the Americans did, what the Europeans did, right? Came over here, took the people by force, made them do these things, treat them all inhumanely. Africa say, I'm gonna do the same thing, but I'm gonna do it humanely. I'm gonna do it in a different style.
Well, they hide behind the people and the warlords who are willing to take their money and their guns. Mm-hmm. And they hide behind them over there. So, and then when you see it on the media, you see black on black. You don't see the Europeans. You don't see the Chinese. You don't see the Arabs. You don't see this and that group who's wielding certain things. And you know what I mean? And then, of course, you have greedy Africans, too. Who always. Yeah, always. Everybody. Yeah. So, tribalism and things of that nature, it's still heavy there going on. So I don't know. It's a lot of elements, but it's you have to really sit down, dig deep, and for real, some to understand you're gonna have to go in and touch the land.
That's next on the list. Yeah. I got a couple books I got for my son that's probably ousted or not readily available, right? Just to have on hand, but I do want to go on the same.
Well, was it your cousin? What was she? Ashanti, your cousin?
Yes.
We did an episode with her. She talked about going out there. That whole episode was super dope.
I still forget. She said she had a chance to buy some land for 5 bands and she didn't get. I said, "Cuz
right,
you dropped the ball."
It's different. It's different though because like when you go back home, you need to be there. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna have your money and buy your land, if you don't have the time to be there, like no, you just wait. You just giving that $5,000 to somebody. Mm-hmm. They're gonna take your money. You're 15,000 miles away. Mm-hmm. And that's a problem. And there's a lot of greed and corruption in a lot of African nations. Again, but that's not necessarily because of just the Africans or whatever group. It's bigger than that. You know what I mean? So
shout out to Santi episode. I forget what episode it was. It's super dope. She talked about what was she visiting? She did
she did a couple countries, Ghana, Nigeria, and something else.
It was super dope, inspiring as hell. You know what I'm saying? So check that out. I forget what episode it was.
I want to say she from Ghana. If that's her tribe, if I'm not mistaken, she's from Ghana.
Maybe,
yeah. I have some friends in the UK that's from Ghana. And
it's always Unify and Thrive, man. Always Unify and Thrive. Like, and most times, Africans or the people like us, right? We kind of just want to be left alone. We want to work. We want to build. We want to grow. But then there's always some other influences that's, hey, you should, like you said, give you 1,000 guns, give you 10. You should probably go take that
gun. And when you doing that and you come with paper money to the people who can still spend that paper money in their country, and they have little to nothing. And all of Africa is rich. Don't get it twisted. Right. If you've never been there, you need to go, and you'll see. It's not what you see on TV.
Oh my God! It's
listen.
TV shows and movies are the worst.
Listen, it's not what
Put
you
the
see.
Filter on, make it look yellow and brown. And,
it's. Do we have villages and we have that here? You go to Suffolk, you got backwoods. You go to Virginia Beach, you have the country. You know what I'm saying? You have still. You go to some parts of Georgia, South Carolina. So I don't understand why people think America is much better than any real
movies and media, man. Media portrays media lies, propaganda. Yeah. They do it to Mexico, Middle East, any other country out there. They just.
It's easy because a lot of us haven't been anywhere, right? True, you know what I'm saying? So literally can tell me anything.
But Arizona's the desert. You walk out in your porch, that's the desert. You know what I mean? You're kicking up dust out there. You're looking dusty, brand new shoes. You know what I'm saying? It's parts of America that's just like,
no, that's real.
Yeah, you know what I mean? New York, the streets are dusty. You have all whites, you're going to get, you know what I mean? So,
them rats big as
I don't understand why the talk of Africa is so wild, or like Africa is behind. Africa has some of the best technology in the world. Mm-hmm. I
heard this. I heard it was like, bro, they gonna miss the dial-up era, right? We had to go through dial-up era. They going straight to the cellular, straight to flat screen. So they level of technology gonna be light years ahead of ours. What you got? What's next on the list for you? You said the next store. You said
just keep growing. To keep growing. As far as that business, this business for us, just to keep growing and have stores, employ people. We want to do investments of once we do a certain number of stores for us, for the family, we want to open it up and do 60-40 splits in different cities.
Oh, okay.
So that's how we're going to plan on getting to our 300 stores. Whereas, say you have a group, or you two maybe want to own 3 stores in Nashville. Okay, well, we come up with a plan, see what it's going to cost us, figure it out. We come up with 60%. Your group comes up with 40%, and we move on at profit and losses. And then that's how we move from there.
That's so
Yeah.
No, that's dope. So what would you say? There's somebody out there that gets inspired by this, wants to open a store. It could be hats, could be anything, could be any type of other thing. What would you say is the most important thing to get started if they entertaining a thought of trying to become an entrepreneur, open up a storefront? Like, what's the most important thing? Like, if they don't got nothing, you know what I mean?
You mean if they have the money and no plan or no idea, or they don't have any money or anything?
Nothing.
Ooh.
They got the idea, they got the drive, they got the motivation, right?
Like hat wears. What's up? What you got for them?
That's a tough question, man. I mean, because I want to be honest, man. That's a tough question. You don't have any money, you don't have any capital, you just have your idea, which is cool, and your plan. Mm-hmm. What were you doing before that? Were you working? What were you doing?
School.
Just school.
Yeah.
Okay, 4 years of school, college.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me ask you. No, I'm about to give you
all the details.
Yeah, I have to, because if I'm gonna give you
if
I have to give that's right. If I have to give you a factual a point, then I'm gonna say, look, if that's what you plan, hopefully you're in 4 years. You better use your what is it called? If you have scholarship money, if you have student loans, you better not spend that excess money that you may have in refund. Stack that for 4 years. What you don't use, and let that be your introduction to whatever business you have. And if you have a job while you have all of that, while you're in college, whether it's on campus, off campus, then cool, stack your money. To me, the main thing I see people run into, they have all these ideas and want to do all this, but they don't understand I have to sacrifice something.
Right.
I told you, it was days.
It
was days I didn't eat. My brothers didn't eat. I might have made a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Made sure the kids, everybody ate, and we didn't eat. Or ate one time a day. That's why I say I know how to grind. I saw my pops eat only one time a day. And he'd be there 14, 15, 16, 17. He might go there 8 o'clock in the morning, not come home till 12 o'clock. And I know for a fact he's only eating one time.
Right.
You know what I mean? He's going to cook on his little stove, 2-burner stove in there. If he can't leave. No, back then they had, this in the 80s.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this 80s and 80s, 90s. Just like you have the old coil burners, but he have the 2-one that is just portable, and you can plug it in. Man, he be cooking his own food in there. Our food from home, Nigeria and whatnot. But yo, that's how he survived. So I've seen that. So it's not foreign to me to make my own food. You know what I mean? Things like that.
All right, so let me fast forward a little bit. Let's say somebody got the idea.
Okay.
They got some capital.
Okay.
Maybe they got 25,000.
Okay.
What would you say to that person?
I say figure out what you want to do first. I mean, no offense. If you want to start an electrical business, I don't know what you want to start. If you want to do, I think you said fashion or something like that. If you want to do fashion, then you need to still study your industry. Just because you have the money, it still doesn't mean nothing. Yeah, you need to study. You need to study. Okay, if I'm looking at this area and I want to put a shop in this area for whatever reason, I need to study how many other clothing stores are, let's say, within 5 miles of up and down here. I need to see, okay, well, one thing we did when we picked this location, we counted cars. We sat right up here, and count. We talked to them. Say that again. Yeah. We talked to the landlord. Said, look, let us look at this place for a week or a couple. I can't remember if it was a week or a couple of days. They gave us the key. Trust us. Gave us the key. Sat there. We counted cars up and down the street.
About 2,000. Way
more than that. Way more. And now we only did that in a 2 to 3 hour span on certain days. We would come like a weekday, the morning, when it was coming like in the evening, and we come back on a Friday or a Saturday. So we got to see like a whole week's worth of traffic. And then took some numbers from there. I forget the numbers. They're written down somewhere. But I know it was more than 2,000, and I think it was more than 2,000 in an hour. And this back and forth, mind you, is 2 lanes each way. Right. So you have to, we probably missed some, but you have to guesstimate, took one side of the street, we would take the other side and just would count. So within an hour, I want to say probably like 2,500, 3,000 cars in an hour. You know what I mean? And actually, the traffic is slowed down than when we first counted the numbers. Like it was, for whatever reason, Norfolk economics has changed a bit.
They close a lot of clubs
down.
Here.
Yeah.
They put out a lot of certain
economy ain't been as up to par as Virginia Beach or Chesapeake, right?
That's true. But they pushed out what was it? What was that one on Lounge?
Culture.
Lounge? Yeah,
Culture,
they
and
pushed
then
out a lot of stuff down
They
the
just did
Grandview.
young boy, what's his name? Warren, I don't know if so. Legacy.
Legacy.
Yeah,
That's the
what I was
other one.
thinking of.
Yes,
That's what I was
Legacy.
trying to
Legacy.
Yeah.
They just came out the womb like, yo, chop style.
And he put a lot of work into that, a lot of time, energy, and effort into it for them to say his whole business plan that he been playing over however long it was, right? Get in there and get busy, get right, and
because of that certain. And I was in the city council meeting that day. They were in there and they had the meeting. I didn't. Paul Riddick, Mr. Riddick, spoke up very well. He told black folks honestly, he don't see no reason why we take our money to Granby Street anyway. It's not like it was in the '90s.
And that's another thing too. Patronizing businesses that don't give a flub about you, right? That don't care about your community, don't care about your dollar. They don't even care if you come in there for real. Right?
Me personally, that's I personally have a problem with that.
Okay.
I personally I buy everything that I can buy black. My tires, and shout out to Empire Tires. I go to black restaurants. Some people get on me like, "Damn, you don't want to go." I go to Burger Bistro, Culture, Canvases. Well, they closed when Cork and Company was open. Yeah, I'm making my business. Or if that, I'm a certified chef too by trade. So I was, like I said, when I told you I worked at Roger Brown, head chef over there for 4 years. So I can go home and cook my own food. I burn. You know what I mean? So that's not a problem for me to hold my money if I don't want to go. Like I tell people, if you're going to invite me somewhere, I'll go. But I'm not going to spend on their menu like I would in a black restaurant. No, that's just me. It's no offense to white establishments. They have enough money. I'm sorry. That's just the way I view it. Why can't? What's the problem? And black is not cheaper. Black is not worse. People complain about black businesses, yet Walmart every day shits on people. Target, different big corporations, whether it's Verizon, they treat you like shit. You still take your money back there. But like I saw on a young lady's post on Facebook, she was like, "This is why I don't do black businesses," and I had to let her know, like, look, I understand your frustration, but don't do that to black businesses. Talk about that one business that you went to that specifically affected you. And on top of that, since you know it's a local black business, did you ask them who's the owner? Right. Is the owner around? Is the manager around? They might fix it. They might comp your whole meal. Say, look, I'm gonna comp you this one and come back and get a free meal next time. I'm gonna make sure I cook it for you as the owner. I'm gonna make sure, you know what I mean? Not to say I have to go out of my way, but you have to give them a chance. You taking your money back to Walmart. They don't need your money. Every member of Walmart has $19 billion and better. So they don't need your damn money. They can close every Walmart right now, and they'll still be good for the rest of their fucking life.
The worst about Walmart is you go in there, they got no registers open.
Yo.
The line is insane.
What I just tell you I did.
15 registers, one person. I don't go to Walmart.
And we happily go in there to the fucking self-serve. Like I just told y'all, I left a whole cart at the front. Walmart. Hire some people back if you fucking watch it and stop doing that to people.
They hired this weekend too.
Who?
Walmart. You know Walmart? Cause
they need to hire people at their registers and pay people. Fuck them goddamn robots that's gonna goddamn steal all your money anyway and send that shit to China when China take over the machine.
They can pull your line and say, "Hey man, we use technology to enhance our business, man."
They're gonna do no. You don't need all the goddamn technology. You need human capital. That's the only thing that's worth some fucking money in this country. The paper money is fucking worthless. The way America has money is from fucking slavery. That's the number one way they got money. I don't give a fuck who gonna contest that. You can tell you can't contest me on that. That's the number one way this country made their money. The number two way was goddamn peonage, where they robbed you from when you and fucking no peonage is like sharecropping. They'll tell you get $1 per bushel, but they're gonna cheat you out there and give you 25, 15 cents per bushel, and then got 3 big ass white boys behind them with a gun until you get your black ass up out of here. I gave you what I gave you. That shit went on for you. Ain't want no fucking reconstruction. The fuck did you reconstruct?
Taking shit.
So again, they don't see, I have more problem with black people hearing me talk like this than white people. White people tell me straight that they respect me because it's the fucking truth. They know it. We the ones act like we scared to tell them it's the truth. I don't bullshit around with that shit. I grew up, my mother and father strictly told me what the fuck this place was, what it is, and I had to learn about it through my own eyes, through my own physical everyday. I learned about this shit. I don't have I do business with white people. I do business with any people. My family does business with any people. But I'm not getting into bed with everybody because even black people I'm not getting into bed with wholly. But those are who I look out for first, not only. Every other ethnic group looks out for their people first. I don't see what the fuck the problem is. White people look out for white people first. Asians look out for Asians first. Why can't every black group, whether you're African, black, Dominican, why can't you look out for you first? It only seems like it's a problem with black, and I don't like to use this word, but I'm gonna use it so people understand. It seems to only be a problem when black Americans or black businesses try to say, hey, let's work with each other and get money together. White people don't like each other. They fucking hang each other every day. Right, I don't care what they say. They hang each other. They may not do it in front of us. Come together, but they'll listen.
That kills me with the whole, like with the Kanye with the Jewish stuff, is like when you say that J word, is a huge uproar and they shut taking people's livelihoods and like don't say that, but it's like it's not false.
Listen, right? Listen. I would tell anybody
that's
like
one of the ones that our TikTok videos we made. It was like it blew up. But.
Like I'm gonna be honest, like I say, they can be mad at the man. That's fine. They can try to cancel the man. That's fine. The man he gave his personal opinion on how he feels, and it's actually historical facts to back up that Jews and Jewish people are different. You can say what you want to say. Jews and Jewish people are different. That's historical fact. The land that we call Palestine today, not Israel, is where Jews were in. That is, people don't like to say it, all of that was Africa. Wasn't no Middle East to the United States made the Middle East like the 1970s, 80s. Was no Middle East. Pull up a map from fucking 1940. Unless they just remade it. Where does it say Middle East? Show me. I mean,
I need my thing to drop bombs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I should have got that. It's like a little soundboard.
It's the truth. You can go if you've touched like it's been told in our lineage from Nigeria that Yoruba people are direct descendants of the Hebrew people, which are derivative of the Jews, not Jewish. Jews. And there's nothing wrong with either Jews or Jewish.
I don't. Is a religion, right? Isn't that a religion?
Yes.
So anybody could convert to Jewish.
Jews is a religion, right? Yes. You know, like I said, Jews are a people. Mm-hmm. Jews are a people. That is, and they like to say we were called Jewels. We were the jewels. We were God's people. So that's what some people want to say is instead of saying Jews, it was jewels. Oh. We were the chosen people.
I can believe that.
So you can look up historical fact however you want to spin it. Jewish people do own a lot of land in America. That's
and they spend money with each other.
And they spend money with each other. You know what I mean?
Documented.
Yes.
Right. So I'm probably gonna have to bleep all that out.
No. That's all right.
What do you say? Beep out the J word. No, we gonna keep
and I know some Jews, Jewish people, they own, they invest in somebody come. I don't get in bed with people, so I'm not worried about somebody doing whatever, canceling. My family, we good. So yeah.
On that note, give a word of advice out there for the people, words of inspiration. You know what I mean, tell them how they can find you. Right.
Don't come looking for me.
I'm joking.
This Norfolk store is the address to this one is 2932 East Virginia Beach Boulevard, Suite 2, Norfolk, Virginia. Mm-hmm. SBL Headwear Socks is the retail stores. Even though we have some other moniker like in Charlotte, you can check out Snaps and Stitches down there.
Parking on the left. You know what I'm saying? If you come through, park it over here in the parking lot.
Yes, we have a parking lot too. Well, I guess
I drove, I was like, where the fuck am I parking?
Yes. You can find us here. We open summertime and springtime. We usually 7 days a week. In winter, it's a little slower down here. And hopefully you can catch us in the Richmond store before this year is out. Yes, you have to. Yeah. It's not like I said. It's not a fly by night thing, man. And to actually, do all the back office things of paperwork, merchandising, trying to secure finances, putting money here so we can open this location soon, and that, it's a lot. It's a lot. That's why we, if you look around here, when you walk in here, it doesn't even feel like you're in Norfolk when you walk in the store. And that's the look we wanted to make you.
That's the craziest thing I heard all night.
Like,
because nobody walks outside to goddamn war zone. You know what I mean? I know where I'm at.
Yeah. I mean, it's calmed down, but it's no different than any other city. To me, it's calmed down a lot, man. Like I said, I've been a lot of places. It used to be very, very different out here. You still have the same up and down here. You see police up and down. The headquarters is right there, so you see them up and down here all times of day and night. But yeah.
And what about the socials? You got your socials?
Oh yes. Instagram, you can catch us at SBL_ Snapback _ Lane. You can catch us at SBL, and that's on IG. On I believe it's TikTok is SBL Headwear. Twitter, I believe it's SBL Headwear. Facebook is SBL Headwear and Socks. So you can find us on all those things. You can find our website, www.snapbacklane.com. You can shop. We ship worldwide. Anywhere in the world, we get it to you. It's not a problem.
Yeah, Frank, first in-person live, how you feel?
It's good. It's straight. It's straight. In person is a lot different than the screen and mic, the camera.
You have to watch the screen and talk.
Yeah, our whole thing is, up until this point, was Zoom or Skype. And then he's at his crib, I'm at my crib.
Okay. He was telling me that.
The guest calls in.
I'm the issue. Everybody's here but me.
You gotta move back, man. I don't know. But this is dope. We want to get a spot eventually, but this is dope. You know what I'm saying? Feeling the energy, sitting in the same table. That's pretty dope. So thank you so much for being
I appreciate you guys for coming.
First time in person, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I definitely appreciate you.
Episode 49 in the books.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Unify and Thrive. Don't y'all forget that, dog.
Facts.
Thank you guys for coming, man. I appreciate you for allowing us to feature and be featured.
We're gonna get B-roll. We're gonna get B-roll. We're gonna get pictures. All that's pretty dope.
Because I guarantee you, everybody, y'all coming in, y'all come here or no? Cause Driver,
right?
We can meet Driver at his store next time.
Made.
Yeah. We talked.
They have the new one in Portsmouth too.
We talked to him before, but he was in the whip.
He looked like Batman.
Yes.
He looked like Batman. He was in his car. The light was all dark.
He was spitting.
You could hear him. You know what I'm saying? You can't see him, but shout out to Driver
for sure.
But there's gonna be more in person in the works in the future. So thanks again for having us.
And anytime y'all want to come back, and y'all don't have to talk to us. If y'all just want to shoot a show, knock yourself out. If y'all want to bring your own guests, it's over. The location's open.
I like that.
Yeah, we don't mind. Like I said, we support the community, different things, y'all. We want to be here. We want to be here forever. You know what I mean? So
that's something. My granddad had a car lot back in the 80s. He died on the lot, right? My other uncles, I don't want to call it an event, fortune events. Carlos, he get out here early on some old health stuff. But the other niggas, you know what I'm talking about? In the way. Like, his shop could have been a staple.
A staple, yeah.
Right? My granddaddy had one of the biggest houses on the block.
Oh, nobody picked it up after?
Could have been a staple.
Yeah.
But that's what we do. We drop the ball because we're not financially literate to understand what that means. We feel we're comfortable with jobs, different things like that, instead of understanding, no, we need to understand legacy. A job is not your legacy unless you created it.
Unless you own it, right?
That's what I mean. Create it, own it, whatever. But a job is not your legacy. You notice that, like I tell people in business, what do you see on probably the top 100 corporations? What are they? Families. All of them. Chrysler, Daimler Chrysler, that's Mercedes, that's Mercedes-Benz, that's still a name. Daimler's a name. Walmart is a name. Ford is a name. Johnson & Johnson is a name. Procter & Gamble is a name. Rothschild. I mean, all that. I mean, you can keep going. I can't even think of anything.
They out there. Like the top 100.
Families. Yeah, families.
They're all families. You know what I mean? So you have to.
We need to make merch with that, bro. Like hats and shirts.
I need to tag that Jane, bro, because I stole it from Stevie Wonder. Stevie Wonder said, Unify and no, Unify and Thrive.
No, you're right. He did. But that's See, and another thing, since you said something about the music helped us back then. They changed. They understood that the algorithm was there, and they changed. Yo, because when we thought like that, we acted like that. The day the music, no offense to the missus, but I don't want to hear half this female rap shit out here that shoot them. I don't want to see toxic. I got to deal with niggas who shot them up. I heard
the word pussy so much in my life.
Yo, oh my God, like, and I'm pussy. Yes, but the image that it is, and I want the success of the women in the rap. Right, that's not what I'm saying. I want success of women around, because if our women are successful, why doesn't that make our family successful? So I don't understand why some ladies, no offense again, may think that we don't want successful women. You know, I just say that because so many women are like, we talk, man. Trust me, B. Yeah. So you know, we want women to be successful. So I personally don't understand the logic out here. Why
it's intentional? They put it out because it's poison, it's toxic, and that's what they want the youth to absorb. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, right, you hear that shit? They put it on the radio, they promote it, they put it on the war shows, they put it out. It's like, here, give this to your kids. You know what I'm saying? And we do.
Yeah. We know better. We have to do better.
But that's the thing. Especially as a black male, soon as you go to speak out about it, now you become the problem.
Stay in your place.
Exactly. So where do you?
We figure shit out. You know episode what I mean? 49. We can literally like set up some couches.
Yeah. Yo,
set this shit up and just
give me some more fruit and I'm good.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Listen.
We go. That's in the works.
If it wasn't that I'm in court with my son's mother, I'd be smoking my ass up on these cameras. I wouldn't give a damn. But listen, I don't want them to track me down. Man,
find a dope spot and just chill and do this shit for like hours.
No, I gotta do more of these in person. Yeah.
But on that note, episode 49. Peace out. Thank you guys. Please like, share, subscribe, share the video, follow SBL, do all the Instagrams, do all the shares, do all the likes. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Thank you all. Peace.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Are you new in town or need a fresh cut on the fly? Let me show you a convenient way to hire a mobile hair care pro now. Simply download the Cuddy app from the App Store. Create a profile and have access to professional mobile barbers and stylists in your area. The Cuddy app allows you to browse for hair care professionals 24/7. View their profile and share your location to find the nearest one. Once you've found the perfect pro with just a click of a button, have your professional meet you in a matter of minutes. This means no more worrying about running late, waiting for the next chair to open, or missing your appointment completely. Reclaim your valuable time and put your mind at ease knowing your hair care pro is on the way. Cuddy app is the only place to hire a hair care pro whenever you are ready, wherever you are. Cuddy app. Join the revolution today.